Hey, this is the 67 Ford Cummins Walkaround Part 2. I did Part 1 a couple years back when I first built it. There's been a few changes since then. One obvious change is the flatbed. This is because I had the box on it, but I wrecked it when I had my snow tracks on. I hit a log and flipped a rear track and it destroyed the fender. I have a spare box put on it, just haven't got around to it yet. But this is a flatbed me and my friends built. It's not fully finished, but has a pretty mean dovetail on the end here. It's got tow hooks all around. Still mounted my same fuel tank in the back, just sitting there between the headache rack. I'll try not to get repetitive on the things that are in the first video, but one thing that's back in here is the traction bars are back in. I had those out in the first video. Also, the first video I had a Dana 70 rear axle that exploded, so I've added a Ford 10 1/4 out of a 90s F250, and so my traction bars are back on this. Front's still the same. It's a Chevy Dana 44, radius arms, then converted to coil springs. Tires are exactly the same. One thing that I did change was I got a custom seat on the inside. This seat is out of a 90s Ford pickup. Initially, from the factory, they don't have cup holders, so I had cup holders added to it. But this is just a green suede and then kind of a green-blue vinyl. It's still a big stick. The grenade shifter. I put a vinyl floor in here, so that's a little newer. Other than that, the inside hasn't really changed much. Under hood is about the same. Cleaned up a few wires. Haven't really got around to all of them yet. I've been daily driving this thing for 2 years, so one thing that's changed is instead of an HX35 turbo that I had on there, now I have an Aurora ATS 3000. So that spools up a little quicker and flows a lot better. Other than that, under the hood, pretty much the same. Got a dirty air filter. There's the original build date. 2016 is when I finished it. So yeah, not a whole lot of changes, but some changes to come in the future is this winter I'll be putting a box back on, so it has more of that classy look. I have a front bumper coming for it, a classy style one, so stay tuned for that. It'll be white and look like they did back in the late 60s. If you want to know more specifics about the drivetrain, just refer back to the Cummins Walkaround, the first video I had. And then stay tuned. I can show you a walk around of the Cummins Bronco. It's a whole different story and a whole nother mess to get into though. But I'll show you that in a later video.